listen about many tattvas. These tattvas you are not able to understand by your knowledge or scholarship. Then Bharat Maharaj told, what did he say? King Rahugan, listen about the soul. It's written there, just look. Cannot understand Atma Tattva by austerities. Also by reading the scriptures, also not possible to understand. Even if you give up your house and take sannyas, also you cannot understand. Also not possible by studying the Vedas. Also not by giving teaching about the scriptures, speaking the scriptures, also not possible. Worshipping demigods, the water, the sun, also not possible. How to know about Bhagavad Tattva? There is only one way. Mahato Padorajam Abhishek. This great personality, Guru Pada Padma, you have to take this dust from the lotus feet of the Gurudev, and then you have to take a bath, Abhishek, in this foot dust, just like you give Abhishek to the deity with 5 ingredients: honey, milk, sugar, and also ghee and honey. We give the Abhishek to the deity, the bath in the deity. In the same way, if you find a great Mahapurush in your life, a saint in your life, if you find him, you should bathe in his foot dust. What is the meaning? You have to surrender yourself at his lotus feet. No need to do anything else. No need to do anything else. That's it. No need to do anything else. Just surrender yourself to the feet of this Mahabhagavat. That's it. There's no need to do anything else. And in this life, you'll attain Bhagavan. In this life. The King Rahugan is saying, Bharat Maharaj is saying, I have to take a bath in his foot dust. It means you have to follow his instructions only. Don't do anything. It's not his instructions. Whatever he says, you follow that. That's it. Give up the bad association. You should give up the bad association. If you associate with bad people, you can never get benefit associating with bad people and doing bhajan at the same time. Not possible. Suppose if someone is having a cough, the doctor will give you cough syrup. You know, cough syrup you can get in the market. But how to take the cough syrup? There's also written there, it's mentioned, take cough syrup, and at the same time you have to follow some treatment guidelines. What is it? It's written also mentioned. Don't take yogurt. Why? Because the yogurt is the treatment. So you're taking cough syrup and at the same time drinking lassi, you think your cough will disappear? Of course not, it will increase. At the same time, you are doing the Bhagavad Bhajan and also associating with bad people at the same time. You think Bhakti will come? Never, ever, Bhakta explains. What I'm saying is from the Bhakta, okay? It's written in the Bhakta, exactly what I'm saying. Give up the bad association. No, I want to associate with bad people and also chant some holy names. Actually, you get the opposite result, even become worse. Bhagavatam explains, you have to give up the bad association. Shukadeva Goswami explains, Todo Sangha Usraja. First, give up the bad association. Give up the bad association. Those evil people, the people who are doing, those who kidnap women of others. Listen carefully. Those who kidnap women of others, or those who steal others' money, stupid nonsense rascal. Give up these people. But if you speak to them on your phone and chant holy names, you think you'll be able to chant holy names? No. You have to associate with the saints. No, Gurudev, no. I want to be friends with them and also do some Bhagavad Bhajan. You tell me if you'll be able to get bhakti in this way. Those who kidnap others' women, they are dressed as Sadhu Brahmachari, just like a Ravan. If you associate with Ravan and do the bhajan, you think you'll be able to attain? No. You should not associate with these evil, wicked people. Shastra says you have to give up this association. Please forgive me, but it's written in the Shastras. Bhagavatam explains, you should read this verse. First, give up the bad association. Those who are evil and doing bad things, give up their association. This is what I want to say. So Bharat Maharaj told, listen Rahugan, you have to surrender yourself to the feet of a saint who is performing bhajan. You follow whatever what he says. Do the bhajan and follow his instructions completely. Give up the bad association. Very beautiful this katha, the story of Bharat Maharaj. Then the Rahugan king, he was so ashamed. Why? Because the great saint Uttam Bhagavat Jara Bharat Maharaj is Uttam Bhagavat, and I have made him carry my palanquin. I engaged him in carrying my palanquin, so please forgive me, he was so embarrassed. Bhagavatam also explains the continuation of this story. Anyway, Bharat Maharaj stayed there, the Rahugan king left. And then one day what happened was, in the jungle, some dacoits, they were worshipping Devi, and they wanted to sacrifice human beings for Devi, sacrifice human beings for the goddess. And they brought Bharat Maharaj for that. They caught him and wanted to sacrifice his body. Because I thought he was always quiet and sitting down. So they had the Devi Kali Murti, some dacoits. They were worshipping Devi Kali Murti just to get some money, and they wanted to sacrifice human bodies to her. So Bharat Maharaj was Mahabhagavata. He did not speak anything. He just was going with them. They put even some red cloth around his neck. They started the mantra and lifted the sword to sacrifice him. But Bharat Maharaj is always absorbed in God. He didn't even say anything against this. Nothing. So when the dacoits were about to cut him, like to kill him with the sword, about to kill him, immediately what happened? A tremendous sound came. Gigantic, tremendous, terrible sound. And then the sword fell from the hand of the dacoit. And then suddenly, immediately, Devi appeared from the deity, the goddess Durga Kali. And then with a sword also she killed with some weapons she killed all the dacoits. And she did pranam to Bharat Maharaj and started to pray to him. So the Devi, what is the name of this Devi? Vaishnavi? This is Bhadrakali. This is the Bhadrakali Devi. Okay, her name. This is described. Tá saindo som no português? Ele não carregou o celular? So India has the name India because of Bharat Maharaj. I'll tell you one thing honestly. In any other country they don't call them country mother. Mother India, Bharat Mata, we call. I'm not coming to politics. I don't want to come to politics. But true, nobody says Pakistan Mata, Mother Pakistan, Brazil Mother, Mother Brazil, or Mother America. But in India we say, Jai, Mother India ki Jai, Bharat Mata ki Jai. So we give the honor as like the mother. I'm not coming to politics, but this is true from birth. We learn this from birth. Like naturally we do this from birth. So we give honor to India just like a mother. The topmost position, like the mother. So we call Bharat Mother, Mother India. So we do pranam to India, just like to our mother. India is such a place that the mothers, they are put in the highest position in India. Shastra explains, early in the morning, as soon as you wake up, you have to take the name of 5 women, 5 mothers. Then you'll get auspiciousness. If you want some auspiciousness in your life, take the name of 5 mothers. Glorify the name of 5 mothers as soon as you wake up. Who are these 5 women? Draupadi, Kunti, Tara, Ahilya and Mandodari. If you chant their names, all their sins will be destroyed. So, but this is the name of 5 women, not 5 men. 5 women. Kunti, Draupadi, Tara, Ahilya and Mandodari. They are called the Panchakanya, 5 virgins, 5 mothers. India is such a Punya Bhumi, pious land. Other countries are not like India. Fortunate India, blessed Mother India. This is true. So because of Bharat Maharaj, India has the name Bharat Varsha, India. So again and again we do our pranams to Bharat Maharaj. Let's do a small kirtan and we'll continue the katha. The story of Ajamil we'll describe. Please do some kirtan. So I just told you the story of Bharat Maharaj. Srila Shukadeva Goswami Maharaj, Chauta Parikshit Maharaj. A lot of pious deeds and simple deeds. When the human beings are in this world, we are doing pious deeds and sinful activities. You cannot say no one did the sinful activity, it's impossible. Is there anyone who hasn't committed a sin? No, because knowingly or unknowingly, somehow we are committing sins. For example, we came walking, we came by foot to this place. Okay, maybe we came by scooter or by car. But when we walk or even by the wheels of the car, we are killing so many ants. This is also sinful activities. So knowingly or unknowingly, we are killing animals or living entities, prani heart. Veda explains the great sin to kill living entities. The best virtue is the non-violence. Non-violence is the greatest virtue. We should not have violence towards anyone. We don't have eligibility to kill anyone. If you cannot give life, you cannot take the life. You don't have the right to take anyone's lives if you cannot give life to anyone. Shukadeva Goswami Pad, he was telling about sinful activities to Parikshit Maharaj. He said, "Hey king, human beings in this world, they are doing so many sinful activities. There are many kinds of sins. Pap, Ati Pap, Mahapap, Mahamahapap, like levels of sins. Many kinds of sins. Killing cows, killing Brahmana, killing animals, killing birds, dishonoring parents, this is also a sin. Dishonoring superiors, also a sin. To lie, it's a sin. There are many sins. Also many, this is sin, so Mahapapi, Ati Papi, many kinds of also these other levels of sin. So what will happen to a sinner person? He has to go to hell, Jamlok. But people also commit pious deeds as well. For example, everybody does pap and punya, both. Like you go to the temple, you give some donation, or you give some cloth to someone, you give food to someone. There's also donation, charity. By these you get pious deeds, punya. By the punya, the jiva goes to Swargalok and other places. But after enjoying Swargalok, they have to come back to the material world. By the fruit of the pious deeds, you go to Swargalok, get a lot of intense enjoyment, then again you have to come back to the material world. There's no death in Swarga because they drink the nectar there, so they become immortal. Like they don't die. But actually they just stay there for a limited time. Then like you don't die, but then you just come to this world. Then you continue performing pious and sin activities here, sinful activities. But if you do sinful activities, you must go to the hell. It's written in the Shastra. If you kill cow, to kill a cow, it's a great sin. To kill a brahmana, to kill the guru, to steal others' properties or to cheat others, to steal others' wealth. Corruption, to lie, to evil eyes, and also evil eyes in the others women that are not your wife. All this is sin. So because of this, you have to go to hell for a long time. And Jam Maharaj, he will punish you. You can see this image. They will throw you in that boiling oil, and you will like suffer so much. All this is described. Shukadeva Goswami told about the sins and the sinful persons, how they suffer in the hell and the Jamlok, and they are suffering so much in the hands of the Jamadutas, and they are crying and screaming. Hearing this, Parikshit Maharaj, he felt compassion, his heart melted. So he asked one question to Shukadeva Goswami. Hey Gurudev, hey Bhagavan, but people in this world, they do pap and punya. That's why they again and again have to come back to this world, because of the sinful activities and pious deeds. This will never come to an end. Never will come to an end. Like I told, if you do punya, you go to Swargalok. Then after enjoying Swargalok, again you must come back to this world. Then you do again punya here, then you go to Swarga. So you are always coming and going. So Parikshit Maharaj asked one question. People will never get some real benefit. Again and again going to hell, then coming out, again going. How do you get the benefit? How can some way of deliverance? Some relief of these sinful activities? A place that they'll never be born again. Hearing this, Shukadeva Goswami told, Hey Maharaj, Parikshit, yes, there's a way. Okay, so tell me what? He told, look, if once you take the names of Bhagavan, if even once you take the names of Bhagavan, with faith or not, with desire or not, just take the names of Lord, all your sins will be destroyed. And again, you don't need to come back to this material world. Hearing this, Parikshit Maharaj became so pleased. Then Shukadeva Goswami told, Hey Maharaj Parikshit, I'll tell you one ancient history to you. Listen carefully. Even an abominable sinner, Mahapapi, even once, Sakrito Apu, even if he once chants the names of Bhagavan, all his sins are destroyed. Even the desire to make sinful activities will not come in him. And even he cannot perform so much sin as the holy names cannot destroy. Only by one Harinam. One Krishna name is enough to destroy all the sins. Even the sinner cannot perform as much sins as one holy name is capable of destroying. Hearing this, Parikshit Maharaj told, please give me some examples so that I can understand. Then Shukadeva Goswami told Parikshit Maharaj, beautiful story. In the ancient time, here in India, Bharatvarsha, in the state called Kanakubja Pradesh, a place, there was a rich, religious, Vedic Brahmana. His name was? Which name? Ajamil. What did I say? Ajamil. He was a Vedic Brahmana. He was following the Vedic rules. He was a high-class Brahmana. Every day he was performing the Brahmana's activities, Brahmanic activities. There's 6 activities of the Brahmanas. 6. Studying the Vedas, teaching the Vedas, performing 5 sacrifices for others, also worshipping the deity, and giving donation and taking donation. So the Brahmanas, they take donation and also they give donation. They perform 5 sacrifices and they teach people, and also so they do the worship for them and also for others. And also they study and teach others also. So Ajamil, he was a Brahmana following all these Vedic rules. Every day, early in the morning, in the Brahma Muhurta time, he would wake up. He used to go to the forest and he used to take some dry wood, but he would not cut the trees for that. You should not cut the trees. He wouldn't. For the Havan, 5 sacrifice, you should not cut trees for that. Nowadays, you go to the bazaar, they get the full wood and branch cut. This is not proper. To do the Havan, 5 sacrifice, you need to take dry wood, like firewood, that has naturally fallen from the trees. Are already falling naturally from the trees. These are dry branches. So he used to do this. And in the morning, he used to go and take this dry firewood, like dry branches of tree, and bring and perform 5 sacrifice. He used to serve his old parents. He used to he used to stay with his chaste wife and also his baby, young children. One day, Ajamil went to the jungle to collect this dry firewood, this dry wood for 5 sacrifice. And then he saw a Shudra and Shudrani. He saw a couple doing bad activities together. Shudra and Shudrani. He saw a woman and man, like the prostitute. He saw them doing things. And then because of this, his heart became contaminated. You see? He came back to his house, he performed 5 sacrifices, but his mind was so polluted. Then gave up his chaste wife and his old parents, even gave up his small babies, and he went to the jungle and he wanted to stay with that prostitute, that same Shudrani prostitute. See the influence of association. You can see it. That's why I told in the beginning, Tato Dusanga Ustraja. Bhagavad is explaining, give up the bad association. Shastra explains, Srimad Bhagavatam gives an example. If you have a wound in your finger and you're taking a medicine, the doctor will say, cut this finger out, cut this limb out. If you have a gangrene, okay, you have to cut that limb. Otherwise the gangrene can spread in your whole body and you'll die. So if you have a gangrene, in the tip of your finger, the doctor will say you have to cut it out. Otherwise they'll spread and you have to cut the arm and even you'll die. So in the same way, you have to give up the bad association, otherwise everything will be destroyed for you. Remember this, the story of Ajamil is showing this. So he saw the bad association and finished, his heart was contaminated. And then he wanted to stay with her in the forest. Closer. And he was with he left his chaste woman, chaste wife. He left everything, his wealth, his Brahminical position. He left everything and he started to stay with the prostitute in the forest. And he did 10 kids in the womb of the prostitute lady. Then he was 84 years old. His life had passed. He was 84. Because of the bad association, he left all the Brahminical activities. He started to steal, play, gamble, drink alcohol, all the bad things he started to do, perform. He was beating the Brahmanas, the saints, and taking things from them. Anyway, one day, the last son of the prostitute he had before was born. That day, Ajamil had gone out to steal and other things. Then, a saint called Lomas Rishi he came next to the cottage of Ajamil. The saints are always moving like the water. So when the saints are moving, when there is nighttime, they just put their they just sleep there over the night. So this is the story of the Puranas now I'm telling. So Lomas Rishi was just spending the night near his cottage. So his wife, prostitute, had just given birth to the baby boy. And early in the morning, Lomas Rishi woke up and he saw, oh, there's a cottage nearby also. So exactly, the prostitute wife of Ajamil came with this newborn baby to the saint and told him, Maharaj, please give some swastivachan, some blessing to my newborn baby. So Lomas Rishi, what did he do? So he gave a name to the baby. The name was Narayana. Okay, the name of your baby I'm giving Narayan. And in that moment, Ajamil, he came early in the morning back to his house after doing all bad things, stealing everything, and he was drunk. His eyes were red. He had like a sword in his hand. And he saw that in his cottage there was a saint there. Seeing the saint, immediately Ajamil became big eyes and so angry. As the saint in my house? How dare you? He raised his sword to kill the Rishi. But Lomas Rishi, he's a high-class saint. He was a high-class saint. He just put his hand like this in front, and Ajamil was like somehow pacified, and Ajamil just put his sword down, and then the wife told, listen, look at my newborn baby, I just gave birth. Ajamil saw, and the wife told, the saint gave a name to my baby. Namkarana Samskar, name-giving ceremony. You should have Namkarana Samskar, name-giving ceremony. There are 10 rituals described in the scriptures, 10 samskars. Those who don't do the purificatory rituals, after the death, Devi Durga, she will come with 8 arms, with 8 kind of weapons. She will kill you and punish you if you don't do the 10 samskaras, 10 purificatory rituals. Oh, then she told husband, oh, The saint gave a name to my son. Give dakshina to him, donation. What donation? I don't give donation to any saint. I do not give. Any saint can come to me. I kill the saints and I steal everything from them. This is what I do with the saints. But okay, you were saying that he gave a name to my son. So I'll give which donation? I'll give prandarn. I'll give donation of life to him. Like I'll not kill him. I'll just spare him today. I'll spare the saint. Okay, what is the name that the saint gave to my son? She told. Which name? Narayan. What? No, the holy names cannot come from the mouth of a sinner person. You heard the name of Valmiki, right? Valmiki, he chanted the opposite name of Ram, like Mara, and in this way he got self-realization. Okay, he was Ratnakar, and by the mercy of Narada Rishi, this thief, Ratnakar, he was able to chant the holy names backwards, Mara, 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 Mara. In this way he attained the highest position. So the sinner people cannot speak holy names. So, simple people cannot speak Ram, the names of Lord. Ratnakar, he was a dacoit. He also couldn't chant the name of Ram. Narada told him, chant the names of Ram. He couldn't chant it. Okay, chant the opposite. Mara, Mara, Mara. Then, that's fine. Ajamil couldn't say the name of his own son because he was such a sinner. Actually, those who are able to chant holy names, it's because they worship Vasudeva for 100 lives. Krishna himself told Arjuna, Arjuna, listen to me. Those who have worshipped Bhagavan for not one life, 100 lives, those who have worshipped Vasudeva for 100 lives, they are able to chant the holy names. Other people are not able to do that. So Ajamil, he was a very great sinner. Não dá pra botar o microfone? Microfone não dá? Okay, so what is the name of your son? I gave the name Narayan. So the name of Narayana came from the mouth of the saints. In this way, Ajamil was able to repeat. Oh, give the name Narayana. So you have to receive the holy names from the saint. You must receive the holy names from the saints, from the bona fide guru. Then you'll be able to speak also the holy names. The mantra is written everywhere. The holy names are written everywhere. Gopal mantra, Kamagayatri, whatever mantra, even in the bazaar, in the market, you can get in the books, in the market. Whichever mantra you want, you can get everything in the books. But if you read the mantra from the book, you will get perfection, siddhi. No. So you have to come to a saint that has already realized the mantra and mantra siddhi. You have to take the initiation from that guru who has attained mantra siddhi, perfection in the mantra. Otherwise, you cannot get the same perfection. There, for example, there is a mantra to catch snakes. You can read this mantra in a book and you'll be able to catch a snake? No. Like you can pay 5 rupees from buying a book, then you buy the book with the mantra catching mantra for catching snakes. Then you can try to speak the mantra and try to catch a snake. Actually, snake will bite you. Because first you have to realize the mantra, you have to attain mantra siddhi, perfection in the mantra. So you have to take the mantra from someone who has also attained the mantra siddhi, perfection in the mantra. Then you can get the perfection also. This is the conception of the scriptures. That's why you must accept the guru, have initiation. Many people say, why do I need to take initiation? Mantras is written everywhere. Mantras are written everywhere. I don't need to take initiation. I'll just buy a Japamala here and I'll chant Hare Krishna myself. I'll buy a Japamala for 10, 15 or 25 rupees and I'll chant myself. No. No, no, no. You have to come to the saint, the guru who has attained the perfection. And you have to take the mantra from him. In this way, you chant the mantra and then you get the siddhi also. You will be able to attain the perfection. This is the proper process. Try to understand this very carefully. So when Lama Rishi told Ajamil, I gave to your son the name Narayan. Then Ajamil was able to repeat, okay, Narayan. Aracharya is explaining. At that moment that Ajamil took the name of his son for the first time, all his sins were destroyed. At that time only. Because the name given by the saints is very powerful. Very powerful name. A name spoken by the saints. You see, the wife was saying, oh, the name was Narayana, but that was not powerful. Even he could not repeat the name Narayana because he was so much sinner, Ajamil. But when Lama Rishi told, I gave to your son the name Narayan, then he was able to also speak the name. Ajamil was 84 years old. He was about to die. He did so much sins in all his life, and so much mucus was coming from his nose. He was stooling, passing water. He was about to die. No one was around him. No one. He was alone. He was just waiting for his last breath. Ajamil was in the bed of death. Then, in that moment, he saw 3 Jamduts coming and screaming, hey, 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 hey. They came to take Ajamil's soul to the hell. They put a rope around his neck. Ajamil was so afraid. Who will protect me? Then Ajamil opened his eyes and he saw a little bit far his son Narayana, youngest son Narayana, was playing, and he thought Narayana might protect me. That's why Ajamil, he screamed very loudly, Narayan. So he was calling the name of his son. But this sound reached where? This sound went to Vaikuntha, and the asana, the throne of Bhagavan in Vaikuntha, was shaken by the strength of these holy names. Then, immediately, Bhagavan Vishnu, Narayan, he sent his 4 Vishnu Dutas. And Vishnu Dutas, they carried the Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. 4 Vishnu Dutas came. And they stopped the way, blocked the way of the Jamadutas. Hey, you don't see the red light here? Where do you think you're going? What do you think you're going? Who are you? Jamadutas asked. Vishnu Dutas said, later I will tell who we are. But where do you think you're going? Tell us. Jamadutas told, we are going to take the soul of Ajamil, the great sinner. We want to take him to hell, to the hell. He's a Mahapapi, must be punished. Vishnu Dutas told, go back, go back, go back, go back. Get out. Go back, step back. Get back. You don't see the chakra here? You don't see the chakra in my hand? Get back. Go behind. Get back. The Vishnu Dutas, the Yamadutas thought, we never saw people like this. These powerful people. So there's 4 Vishnu Dutas carrying Shankha, Chakra, Gada and Padma. Lotus flower. And they were saying like this, hey Jamadutas, go behind, get up, get back. 10 step behind. You speak to us, 10 step back. Go 10 step back, then you can speak to us. Isn't it? Like for example, you were riding very quickly your car, police is like, hey, stop the car. Stay here. Stand up here. Show your license. Show your driver license. In the same way. 10 steps behind. Get out. The Jamaduta said, why? We came to take the great sinner Ajamil. Vishnuduta said, later we'll see if he's sinner or not. But all the sins of Ajamil were destroyed. What? How possible? Jamaduta asked. During his whole life, he was a dacoit, stealing, doing all stupid nonsense. He's a great sinner. We came to take him. No, but listen. In the time of his death, he took whose name? Name of Narayana. You heard, huh? Yes. Jamaduta said, but he was calling the name of his son, not the name of God. He was not calling the name of God. He was taking the name of his son. Vishnuduta said, okay, but Narayana is the name of his son or of God? The name of Narayana belongs to Bhagavan. Okay, a saint gave this name to the boy, to the son, but actually this name belongs to God first. But we are so unfortunate. We are giving which name to our kids in our family? What is the name of your son? Haku, Baku, Daku, and Chaku. Chaku, if you give this name, he will stab someone. Chaku means also knife. Give a good name to your son. Which name? Give the name Govinda, Shyamasundar, Ram, Govinda. At least if you don't chant all the names in your round, at least 10 times per day you're chanting the names of God. Ram, small name, Ram. Hey Ram, come here. Gopal, Gopal, come here. Gopal, take prasad. Gopal, go to school. Gopal, wake up. You see, you're chanting the name of Gopal. Or Krishna also. But you give it to which name? Haku, Baku, Daku, Chaku. Is any fruit in this? Daku also means like dacoit. I think how also means like crazy. And Chaku means knife. But they also give this kind of names to kids. So Vishnuduta told. This name is of God. Even if once the person chants this name, all the sins are destroyed. Even if you're like playing harmonium and you're chanting the holy names. Even you like playing tuning the instruments and chanting holy names, in this way is also Nam Abhas. Hela, you don't want to chant. Actually, for example, you're just feeling some back pain and you sit down and you say, Ai Ram Ram. Just like some expression because you're feeling pain. Or you feel some bad smell and you also like, ooh, Ram Ram. Or something bad happened, you heard some incident and you just say Ram Ram, like just some expression sounds. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If once you chant the holy names, all your sins are destroyed. Agam means pap, sinful activities. All the sins are destroyed. So Vishnuduta told Jamadutas, you want to listen more? Go to your master, Jamaharaj, he will tell, he will explain to you. So there was a conversation between Vishnudutas and Jamadutas, right? This is Sadhu Sangha. Ajamil was able to hear all this. He was listening and hearing this conversation between them. He was thinking, I am a great sinner person. When in the time of death I just called my son, Narayan, and Bhagavan Vishnu, he sent 4 Vishnudutas to protect me. Wow. Why the 4 Vishnudutas came? one would be enough. With the Vishnu chakra is already enough. With the with the chakra. Acharyas explained. But why 4 Vishnudutas came? Because he spoke the name of God with 4 syllables. Narayana. That's why 4 Vishnudutas came. And 3 Jamadutas came. Well, 3? But why 3 if one is also enough to carry his soul? Because we perform sinful activities with the body, with the mind, and with our speech. That's why 3 Jamadutas came. So later the Vishnudutas left and Jamadutas also. So the Jamadutas came to Jamaharaj and saw, today we saw an amazing thing. We saw these great personalities carrying this lotus flower conch. Who are they? And then Jamaharaj told, oh my messengers, Jamadutas, you are so fortunate. Because actually you were able to see the messengers of Vishnu. So listen to me, where you should go and where you should not go. Maharaj told, oh my messengers, listen. Listen carefully, open your ears and listen where you should go or not. Don't go to those who chant once the names of Lord. Go to those who don't chant the holy names. Don't go to those who think about God. Those who follow Ekadashi, don't go to them. Everybody should follow Ekadashi. In the day of Ekadashi, all the germs of sinful activities are present in the 5 kinds of grains. That's why in the day of Ekadashi, you should not eat rice at all. Wheat also not. Chickpeas no, dal no. Bajra, millet also should not eat millet. Also, in Gaudiya Mat we say, not even sabudan also should not eat sabudan on the day of Ekadashi. Sagudan also no. Sagudan should not eat. If possible, just do nirjala. Otherwise, take fruits only. Take milk, drink some milk, drink some yogurt, take some banana, some guava. If one day you don't eat chapati, you will die. You know, when your daughter gets married, that day, full day, you're not eating anything until you give your daughter in marriage. And you don't die and you fast that whole day. So you tell me. Also, when you worship Devi, they're also following some fast for even 7 days sometimes. When they follow the Navaratri and they don't die. And even if you die in the day of Ekadashi, you go to Vaikuntha. No próximo. In Kali-yuga you cannot do nirjala. Okay. Shastra says, okay. Your son's performing Nirjala Ekadasi, very nice. He's a very great personality. Those who are doing Nirjala Ekadasi, they are not ordinary. Try to understand that. You should fast. So Jam Maharaj told, listen, my messengers, those who are following Ram Navami and Ekadashi, you have to follow all these days. Janmastami, all this. Thakurji was born midnight. Then you start to eat. After the Thakurji was born, Bhaktisiddhanta Prabhupada prohibited this. You have to only next day in the paran time you have to break the vow and then you can eat something. Many people understand they don't follow this, but you should fast even after midnight in Janmashtami. This is the conception of Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada. Many people, oh, Thakurji was already born midnight. We can't 1 a.m. they're eating a lot of things like normal food, everything. No. There's a subtle conception. Bhakti is not that easy. You have to follow Bhakti. So now we're going to change the subject now. I'm a great sinner, and just by taking the name of my son, all my sins were destroyed. Sukadeva Goswami told. Just by speaking the name of his son Narayana, he got Namabasa, symbols of holy names, all his sins were destroyed. Then he left everything and he went to Haridwar. Who has gone to Haridwar? Raise your hands. Many people. Oh, very nice. Haridwar or Haridwar. Sit on the banks of the Ganges. Sorry, Jamil did this. He went to Haridwar, sat on the bank of Ganges, drank water of the Ganges, and chanted that same holy names. Narayana. So the same four Vishnudutas came with a chariot and said that Jamil, sit down in the chariot, let's go to Vaikuntha. Jamil asked them, before you didn't take me to Vaikuntha at that time, but now why are you telling me to go to Vaikuntha? Vishnudutas told, because Prema had not come to you at that time yet. So that's why we didn't take you. Now you drank the water of the Ganges and you chanted the holy names. Then Prema manifested in your heart. So let's go now. So in this way, Shukadeva told the glories of the holy names to Parikshit Maharaj. These are the glories of the holy names. Any way you chant the holy names, even if once you chant. Let's do some small kirtan, and I will continue the katha. And finish the Harikatha. Soon, after half an hour, we will finish.
गोस्वामी महाराज परीक्षित महाराज के ऊपर अजामिल के
In this way, Shukadeva Goswami told Parikshit Maharaj, through the glories of Jamil, he told the glories of the holy names. So,
अहोवतो सपचतो ज्ञान जद जिहाग्रे वर्तते नाम उद्यम ते पुस्तपस्ते दुर्भु सुष्णुराज्या ब्रह्मांड नाम गृह्णन्ति देते अहो भगवान की नाम की महिमा क्या
wow, look at the glories of the holy names of Lord.
सपचो
Even the Swapach means dog eater, dog flesh eater person, Chandal. Even if this person once chants the holy names,
वो ब्राह्मण की श्रेष्ठ
he is considered higher than a Brahmana. Shastra explains.
अहोवतो सपचतो गुरियान जद जिहाग्रे वर्तते नाम उद्यम और एक बार नाम लेने से सब कुछ हो जाता है
And one holy name is like one holy name is enough. Like everything happens. For one holy name, you're bathing all the rivers, you're reading all the Vedas if you are chanting the holy names. Glories of the holy names. If anyhow you chant the holy names. After telling the glories of the holy names, Srila Shukadeva Goswami Maharaj, he told the story of Vritrasur. So Indra, he took the bones of the Dichi Rishi and performed one, he created one Vajra to kill Vritrasur. With this Vajra, like thunderbolt weapon, then when Vritrasur was about to kill, before giving up his body, Vritrasur performed many prayers to God. Very interesting story. Our acharyas, they explain. By 4 verses, Vritrasura prayed to God. Hey Bhagavan, your lotus feet. May my mind always be in your lotus feet. Hey Bhagavan, may my mind be absorbed in your lotus feet. And may I take shelter, be under the shelter of your devotees. Another. Vritrasura told, "Oh Prabhu, just like small baby birds who cannot even fly yet, they are just thinking about their mothers all the time. The same way, hey Prabhu, may my mind be only thinking about you. Just like the calf is thinking about his mother cow to drink the milk. Hey Prabhu, may my mind think about you all the time as well. Just like the lover and beloved, she's thinking so much about her beloved to meet with him. In the same way, my mind may always be in your lotus feet." Hey Prabhu, in this material world, I'll stay in this material world of Maya, and I'll stay with my family, mother, wife, husband, children. But I just pray that I'll not be attached to them. I just want to have friendship mode with your devotees. In this way, Vritrasura performed many prayers to Lord. Hearing this, Parikshit Maharaj told Shukadeva Goswami, "Hey Brahmana, hey Gurudev." So he was a demon, and how a demon just prayed to God?
भगवान की कभी मानते
The
नहीं।
demons, they never believe in
इसलिए
God.
भगवद गीता और पद्म पुराण
So
में
in the Gita, in the
एक
Padma
श्लोक
Purana,
आता है।
there's one verse
असुर किसको कहते हैं और देवता किसको कहते हैं?
giving the definition of demon and
बड़ी आप
demigod.
समझिए।
Please listen to
तो
me.
भूत सर्वलोके अस्मिन् दैव आसुर एव च विष्णु भक्त भवेत् दैव आसुरिस्तद् विपर्जयत्। इस श्लोक में स्पष्टीकरण कर दिया।
This shloka explains very clearly.
दो भूत सर्वलोक इस संसार में दो प्रकार के व्यक्ति हैं।
There are two kinds of people in this world.
अर्थात भगवत विद्वेषी
Demoniac natured people means people against God, people who criticize God and hate God. Those who criticize Guru Vaishnavas, they are demons. And those who honor God, Vaishnavas and Guru, they are demigods or godly nature. Those who accept and believe in God, they are demigods. Or they have divine nature, godly nature. And those who are not like this, they are demons. But Vritasura, he is a demon. And how suddenly, out of the blue, he just did so many prayers to Lord. How he did these beautiful prayers. Then Shukadeva Goswami told, "Hey Maharaj Parikshit, because actually Vritrasur, he was not a demon. He was a devotee of Lord. Well, but how come he came as a demon? But big body, how possible? Okay, because in the previous life he was चित्रकेतु महाराज की जय।
ये हमारे भारतवर्ष में प्राचीन काल में एक महान राजा थे।
A great king in the ancient India called Chitraketu.
उनके अथाह धन संपत्ति था।
He had a lot of wealth.
अनेक रानियां थी।
He had many wives.
रानियां थी।
He had millions of wives. But no one of them had babies. One day, by the mercy of a saint, his oldest wife got a baby, had a baby. When this wife had a baby, then the Chitraketu Maharaj became so attached to this wife and the baby. And the other queens, they thought, why the king is giving more attention to this wife? Because she has a baby. We don't have a baby, that's why the king is not honoring us so much or not giving so much attention to us. So where there is no bamboo, there will be no flute. So let's do one thing. So all the queens, they decided to, they decided to give poison to that baby. They mixed in the baby food. They put some poison for him to eat. So every day the mother queen was pointing, like breastfeeding the baby and putting him to sleep. So, but the baby was sleeping for unlimited time. Means actually he was dead. He was poisoned. Why? Because in a deceitful way, these other queens, they made the baby drink poison. So as soon as the sun rose, the king got the news. And the king Chitraketu, he started to cry. What to do? Seeing his cry, even the demigods became shocked. And then Nardarishi and Angira came. And they tried to explain so many things to the king. But how would he understand? And then the boy came back to life, and the boy explained to Chitraketu. The boy himself told, my stepmothers, they fed me poison and they killed me. And actually my karma was to stay in this world just for this limited time. So all of us, we are staying in this world for a limited time, like predestined time. And for how long will you stay in
वो
this
जन्म
world?
के समय ही हमारे विवाद में
Actually, it's
लिखा
already
जाएगा।
written in our forehead when we will go.
मृत्यु के कोई टाल नहीं सकते।
Nobody can stop the death.
मृत्यु समय पर आएगा। केवल मात्र एक बहाना मात्र ही आ जाता है।
But the death reason is just like an excuse of how you will go. Like, because you have to die that moment, so
ये जब मृत्यु है तो हमें
I'm not saying,
दवाई क्यों लें?
I already have to die, so why will I go to doctor while I treat my medicine, my disease? You have to do your efforts because you don't know
समय आने पर
when is your predestined time, but the
संसार में
death is
माया
predestined.
मोह की तरह हम पड़ेंगे।
And also we are in the delusion of Maya.
समय आने पर सब चले जाते हैं। इसी प्रकार वो
So in
बालक
this
ने
way,
उनकी आत्मा समझाया, हे राजन, आप मुझे
so the baby
पुत्र
told,
करके रो रहे हैं।
"Oh king,
इस
you're
जन्म में
calling,
आप ही
you're
नहीं-
crying
आप मेरा बेटा
because I'm your son. I'm your son. But maybe in the previous life we were in different positions.
कोई किसी के पति पत्नी होता है, कोई किसी के पत्नी
Sometimes
होता
we're
है।
husband, wife,
किंतु ये केवल संयोग के अनुसार हम मिल
but
जाते हैं।
we're just meeting in this
किंतु
life.
वास्तव में कोई किसी के पति नहीं है, पत्नी नहीं
But
है।
actually, no one is a husband or wife. The soul is eternal, eternal and transcendental.
कर्म के अनुसार हम एकत्रित हो जाते
Because of
हैं।
karma, we are
एक
gathered
विश्व
together.
जाते हैं।
Then after this karma, then we just separated. Bhagavata gives an example. Take one bundle of grass.
घास आप हाथ में लीजिए।
Take some bundle of grass.
नदी के जल में स्रोत में छोड़ दीजिए।
Throw it in the stream of the
कुछ
river.
समय तो एक साथ में रहता है।
For some time, these grass
फिर
pieces
सोचते
will stay
तो वे सब
together.
बिखर जाते हैं।
After some time, they'll
और
all
कोई
be
उस दिशा में चलते रहते हैं। लेकिन
scattered
जरूरी
in
नहीं
different
है,
directions.
सब घास एक साथ नहीं
So it's
चलेंगे।
not necessary that all the grasses pieces will be together.
महासमुद्र में जाकर के
They
गिर
go to
जाता
the
है।
ocean,
कोई कहाँ चले जाते
and
हैं,
each one goes to a different part. Who knows?
ठीक उसी प्रकार ये
In the same
संसार
way,
की महासमुद्र में
We are in this big ocean of the material
हम
world.
सब चल रहे हैं। काल रूपी महान तरंग से, लहर से
In the
हम
waves
लोग
of
चलते जा रहे
time,
हैं।
we are
काल की
going.
तरंग होते जा रहे हैं। तरंग से?
You know, the
काल की
waves of the
लहरियां
time.
चलते जा रही हैं। किस दिशा में हम
We're
चल
being
रहे हैं?
dragged by the waves of time,
कई
going in
बार
different
हम एक साथ मिल
directions.
जाते हैं।
By the desire of providence, sometimes we're together, sometimes not.
और जब हम मिल जाते हैं,
And when we
एक दूसरे
meet,
के हम अनेक संबंध बना
We are
लेते
making
हैं।
so many relationships to each
ये मेरा
other.
पिता है,
Oh, he's my son,
ये
my
मेरा
father.
बेटा है,
He's
ये
my
मेरा
son.
बहू है,
This is my
ये मेरा सास है,
daughter-in-law,
ये ससुर है।
mother-in-law. This is my
किंतु
father-in-law.
मरने के बाद
But after the death,
कहाँ चले जाते हैं?
these people go to different places.
कुछ
And
लोग कहते हैं शादी के समय,
some people say in the time of the wedding that
शादी के समय क्या कहते हैं?
in the time of the wedding, people
बोले,
say,
सात फेरा,
"Oh, you are giving 7 rounds around
कितने
the
फेरे होता है
fire."
अग्नि का? सात होता है?
7 rounds around the fire. Why?
बोले, ये सात जन्म मेरा
Because
पति
for
और
7
पत्नी।
lives will be husband and wife. Some people say this.
सात जन्म मेरा पति
For
और
7
पत्नी।
lives will be
इसे
together.
सात फेरा कहते
That's why we're giving 7 rounds
हैं।
around the
कभी-कभी
fire.
मुझे भी पूछते हैं, महाराज जी को
Sometimes
बताइए,
they ask me,
ये क्या मेरा कौन सा
Maharaj,
जन्म का
so which one?
पति था ये?
This is which birth
ये पहली
that we
बार
are married?
कि
First
अंतिम
time or the
पति है? ये
7th
हमें बताइए।
life?
ये
Please tell
पहली
me.
मेरा पत्नी है कि अंतिम मन
This is the
सातवां
first
है,
life
पहला
we're
है?
together or the 7th?
समझ में आ रहा है?
Do you understand?
ये जो आप जो विवाह जो कराया,
So now
विवाह
you're
में-
marrying us, performing our wedding.
ये सात जन्म के बाद सात जन्म
So for
मेरा
7 lives
पति
we'll be together,
अथवा
okay.
सात जन्म मेरा पत्नी है।
For 7 lives we will be
ये
husband and
कौन सा
wife.
जन्म का, ये कौन
But
सा
this
जन्म
is
का?
which life?
तो पिछले जन्म में मेरा भी पति था।
In the previous life we were already together.
तो ये बात बताइए महाराज,
So
ये मेरा
Maharaj,
कौन सा जन्म?
in this is which life that we are together? From this 7,
पांचवां की छठवां की
5th,
सातवां
6th,
की हुई?
7th. Please tell
और
me.
पहली है,
Or the
ये
first?
बात।
You tell me.
मैंने कहा कि ये सर्वोत्तम
So I say,
है।
very simple answer.
ये आपके पास है, मेरे पास नहीं।
The answer is with you, not with me.
बोले देखो, मैं कहता हूँ,
I tell, look,
ये देखो,
look.
यदि आप दोनों
If
पति
both of
पत्नी
you, husband and
बिल्कुल
wife,
कबूतर
are
के
just
बराबर
like
जा
2
रहे हैं।
pigeons together.
हैं, कबूतर समझते
You know the pigeons.
जैसे कबूतर फुर्र कर उड़
A
जाता है,
pigeon
तो
flies,
वो
brrr, and the female
एक
pigeon
साथ में
also
बहुत
flies,
सोच में सोच में आकर के रहते हैं। तो ये समझ
and
में
they
आता
are
है कि
together and
पहली
kissing,
बार।
very nice. So if you're like this,
इससे
2 small
पहली
pigeons,
आपके शुरू
then
हो रहे हैं।
you're beginning, first life together. You still have 7 lives to go.
सातवां है,
But
अंतिम कैसे समझेंगे?
how to understand if it's the 7th life we were together? If every day so much quarreling, arguing going on between you should understand that this is the 7th life together.
है? किंतु वास्तव में ये सत्य नहीं है।
Actually, this is not true. I just tell like a joke, but this is not true that 7 lives stay together. Not true. If someone dies before, do you think because you'll not die together? Suppose one of you die before, you have to wait for the other in the next life. No. For example, your father left 60 years before, and your mother left 60 years after. Like your father died 60 years before than your mother. You know, the soul of your father already went to another place, and somebody does sinful activities, pious deeds, go to different places. So think about it. Think it through. Everybody has their individual pap and punya, pious and sinful activities. Just we're together and thinking each other as husband and wife just for a while, but each one has their own journey. So only the cause of attachment is the cause of bondage is the attachment. Attachment is the cause of the bondage. So just give up the attachment, automatically you'll be delivered or be free. The jivas are under the illusion of Maya. That's why Tulsidas says. Just like the monkey. So they show some potato to the monkey, and they have this big clay pots that have very thin, narrow entry. So they show to the monkey this big potato, and then the monkey puts his hand inside his clay pot and grabs the potato. And then the monkey cannot take his hand out of the clay pot. Monkey is thinking, the potato is catching me. But actually no, he's catching the potato. But this is the illusion in the monkey. In the same way, the jivas, we are every day screaming, oh mother, oh father, like suffering. But actually we are grabbing Maya. We are having the attachments. After that, where is everyone? Actually, they will take you to the crematorium and they will do the pinda dan. They will throw your bones. They give the pinda to you. In this way, they cut the relationships. Pinda is one kind of cutting the relationship with the person who died. So, actually, but we are attached and we have this attachment. The attachment is the cause of bondage. Another example, just like the hunter, how he catches the parrot. There's a wheel. The hunter puts some pomegranate seeds on the wheel. The parrot is sitting on the wheel, but suddenly the wheel moves, and then the parrot becomes scared, and with his claws he grabs the wheel. Parrot is thinking, this wheel is catching me, but actually parrot is catching the wheel. So this is another illusion also. In the same way, jivas are under the illusion in this Maya material world. Give up the mohan, the attachment, and you'll get the liberation. This is true. This is all true. How many lives you already were born in many different places you were born? How many lives you were born in America, United States? How many lives you were born in Pakistan? How many lives you were born in India? How many lives you were born in Japan, America, and Australia? Same soul going to different places. And whenever you were born in different place, you're thinking, I am from this country. I am American. I'm Pakistani. I'm Indian. But who am I really? I am Golok Basi. I'm the resident of Golok Vrindavan. But we are not thinking this. The day you get this kind of mode, I am Golok Basi, I am Vrindavan Basi, then your life will be successful. So there's a Kirtan in Braj. You don't know, but we are Vrindavan Basi. Go one time to Ayodhya, 2 times to Dwarka, 3 times you go to take a bath in the Triveni junction of the 3 rivers. There's a Kirtan in Braj saying this. But if once you go to Vrindavan, you will become Vrindavan Basi. That's it. Vrindavan Basi.
आप बताओ,
You tell me.
ये हमारी पूजा है। मैं वृंदावन में बोलो वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय। मेरी कहने की तात्पर्य है उसी प्रकार।
So what I want to say is that in this way, the baby, the boy, son of Chitraketu Maharaj, explained the king about all this. Hey king, you're calling me son, but I am whose son, actually? This is all your attachments. The soul is just wandering here and there in different places. And then Chitraketu Maharaj gave up all his illusions and attachments. He realized this material world is completely without any essence. And he left. And Chitraketu Maharaj took initiation from Bhagavan Sankarshana. He accepted initiation and started to do bhajan. He attained perfection, Sankarshan. And then he was traveling everywhere. Then, once he came to Kailash. Then Swayam Bhagavan Shiva, he was speaking Harikatha in the assembly of demigods, and Parvati was sitting on his lap. Chitraketu Maharaj, he is the disciple of Sankarshan, right? And Shiva is also the disciple of Sankarshan. So Shiva took Diksha from Sankarshan and Chitraketu Maharaj also, so they are god brothers. So because they are god brothers, Chitraketu Maharaj, he made some joke with Shivaji and he told, "Oh, you are taking your wife in your lap and speaking Harikatha. What kind of etiquette is this? Which kind of behavior is this? Wife on her lap and speaking Harikatha." Then Parvati, he just said this and Parvati was so angry. She said, "Don't you know? My husband Shivaji is a Mahabhagavat. Shivaji is the best of all the Vaishnavas. You should not see his faults. He doesn't have faults. And you have criticized my husband. You should be born as a demon." Parvati said. She cursed Chitraketu Maharaj. Chitraketu Maharaj did pranam to Devi Parvati and accepted that curse. He left. So this Chitraketu Maharaj became Vritrasur. But at that time, Shivji, in his mind, he gave up Devi Parvati. My god brother was joking with me and you cursed him. Chitraketu Maharaj, he is in the same level of me. If he would have cursed you, who would be able to protect you? So from that day, Shiva in his mind, he gave up Parvati. Later on, the story of how Sati gave up her body is also related to this. Sati giving up the body. Also the story of how Daksha was performing the fire sacrifice, all this. But the main original is this part. Many reasons why Sati gave up the body, but this is one of the reasons. So in this way, the story of the Vitarasura Chitraketu Maharaj is in the Bhagavatam. One special thing is also there. In Karma Kanda, if you speak a little bit wrong the mantra, you get not the proper result. Indra Satro Vibardasa, and if you say Indra Satro Vibardasa, it's different. It's different. If you speak the different intonation in the matra, in the syllable of the Sanskrit, you get the different results. But in Bhakti, this is not like that. In Bhakti, it's not like that. If you say Vishnaya Namaha or Vishnavaya Namaha, no problem. You get the same fruit. So Pandit is saying, or Foolish is saying, if you say the name of, if you say I'm doing pranam to Vishnu, I mean, if you do any problem in your Sanskrit pronunciation, there's no problem in Bhakti. You get the same result. But in Karma Marga, no. You get even the opposite result if you commit any mistake. Okay. Time is up. Right? So story of Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad. But tomorrow I will describe Nishingadev Katha. So day time is up. Okay, so tomorrow we'll speak about Prahlad Maharaj and also
Bali Maharaj
Bali Maharaj and Bamanadev. Also about Ambarish Maharaj who will speak. And in the end, tomorrow, we'll speak about the birth of Krishna. Because according to rule, on the fourth day, we'll speak about the birth of Krishna. Tomorrow, we'll do the Janmashtami of Krishna. That's why you all, please everyone, come and let's decorate very nicely here for the birth of the deity with balloons, everything decorated. In this way, how Swayam Bhagavan, he appeared in the Kamsa's jail to Devaki and Vasudev, and how he was born in Nandalai from Jashoda and Nanda Baba. So tomorrow we celebrate the Janma Mahotsav, birthday of Krishna. Jai Kanya Lal ki, Hati Dilo Gopal ki, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Govinda Hari Gopal, Govinda